Jair Bolsonaro, former president charged with masterminding coup plot and a Trump ally, ordered under house arrest. Ooh, yikes. So I think I've seen the video before. I don't know if everyone else has seen it. Whatever. I've seen it happened about 2 years ago? No, it would have been about 3 years ago. Basically, there was like a bunch of Jair Bolsonaro supporters, like just kind of like standing around the Supreme Courthouse, like waving flags and shit like that, with seemingly the intention of doing like a Brazilian version of January 6th, which was something that Jair Bolsonaro was constantly fucking pushing for. Now, was it explicitly? No, it was rather implicitly and sort of like, so we all know that the election's going to be rigged. It's going to be rigged. You know, if I lose, it's rigged. It's rigged. It's rigged. He obviously handily lost the election to Lula da Silva, which, you know, in order to beat Lula da Silva to begin with, the Operation Lava Jato, or Lava Jato with Operation Car Wash, other way around, with some U.S. fucking interests. I believe there was some U.S. interests also involved. It pulling this essentially like a blackmail campaign. I'm trying to remember exactly, but basically, like Lula da Silva was sent to jail over completely trumped up charges. Like what he did as a crime. I don't remember exactly 100% what the crime is, but not really relevant to the point. They were trumped up charges of him basically like doing some bullshit, and he went to jail for it. Like he unironically went to jail for it. And then Jair Bolsonaro was able to win because of, well, specifically the fact that Lula da Silva went to jail. He was incredibly unpopular. He let tons of people die during COVID, and his dumbass got fucking voted out. And he tried to organize a coup in order to, well, stay in power because he is basically no different than Donald Trump. He's often called the Trump of the tropics. So he's been ordered under house arrest because I think, quite literally, the coup planned or called for. I don't know if it was the assassination attempt of a specific Supreme Court justice, but at the very least, some form of like citizens arrest of a very specific like Brazilian Supreme Court justice. But what we got here? Oh, and also like this whole stuff with Jair Bolsonaro being put under house arrest is like the basis for what Trump is using to say like, well, you know what, Brazil should have a 50% tariff because of that, because of like some stupid fucking freak, well, aka Jair Bolsonaro, who is a stupid fucking freak, attempting to organize a fucking coup. But what do we got here? A justice on Brazil's Supreme Court ordered the house arrest Monday of former President Jair Bolsonaro on trial for allegedly masterminding a coup plot to remain in office despite his defeat in the 2022 election. A case that has gripped the South American country as it faced a trade war with the Trump administration. Justice Alexandra de Moraes, whatever, who oversees the case against Bolsonaro before the top court, said in his decision that the 70-year-old former president had violated precautionary measures imposed on him by spreading content through his three lawmaker sons. Wait, he has three sons that are in law? Like, not in law, but in office? That's so fucking funny. So he used his fucking sons in order to spread a bunch of like bullshit misinformation or propaganda. I do think there was like some stuff about this, right? Where like there was like a bunch of posts on Twitter that I think eventually got removed by the, well, specifically a lot of the tweets about the sort of coup attempt got fucking removed by Twitter because it's just like, you're violating our TOS, you must fucking remove these tweets. And it was enforced by the fucking Brazilian courts, right? And that was like a whole fucking legal quagmire that was between Brazil and I think Twitter specifically. Or was it Twitter? No, it wasn't Twitter that was removing the tweets. Not my mistake. Elon wanted to keep the tweets on there because he's a far right fucking freak, obviously. And the Brazilian courts were saying like, remove them because they're advocating for a fucking coup. This is like seditious conspiracy. Fucking remove them. This is a part of your fucking TOS. You should fucking enforce it. And also, it's just illegal in our country to fucking advocate for this stuff. So remove them. Like, cope, seethe, mauled. And eventually, like, Elon capitulated. Bolsonaro's lawyers said in a statement that he will appeal the decision, of course. They said his words, good afternoon, Copacabana. Good afternoon, my Brazil. A hug to everyone. This is for our freedom. Broadcast from a cell phone of one of his sons during a Sunday protest in Rio de Janeiro cannot be regarded as ignoring precautionary measures or as a criminal act. Trial of the far-right leader is receiving renowned attention after President Trump directly tied a 50% tariff on imported Brazilian goods to his allies' judicial situation. Oh, same thing I fucking said. Mr. Trump has called the proceedings a witch hunt. Oh, wow. Same fucking shit that like he's doing with Benjamin Netanyahu, who also has his own fucking corruption trial going on. Who would have thought? Triggering nationalist reactions from leaders of all branches of power in Brazil, including President Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva. Hours after the decision, the U.S. State Department's Bureau of Western Hemisphere Affairs said on Twitter that the Trump administration condemns de Moraes' order imposing house arrest on Bolsonaro and will be held accountable. All of those aiding and abetting sanctioned conduct. Dude, are they gonna fucking sanction de Moraes because of the fact that, yeah, he's properly enforcing the fucking goddamn law of Brazil? Because Bolsonaro wanted to quite literally, whoa, crazy, do a fucking coup and get rid of Lula da Silva. And I don't remember if it was de Moraes who was the specific Supreme Court justice from Brazil that was being targeted. I almost want to say it probably fucking is. But they were looking to target two people specifically. It was Lula because you have to certify the fucking election through the fucking Supreme Court, I believe, in Brazil. I could be completely wrong on that one. I probably am completely wrong. But you have to, basically the courts are the ones who fucking certify the election or something, and they wanted to fucking disrupt that process, sort of similar to fucking January 6th, and they wanted to target specific, like, people in order to try to stop that fucking proceeding and process, and that was quite literally orchestrated by Bolsonaro. Now, not explicitly, but rather implicitly, similar to what Trump was doing with January 6th. When January 6th happened, fucking Trump was not explicit in saying, like, oh, well, you need to go to the Capitol to stop this the legal proceedings of the certification of the electors by the vice president. No. He wasn't. He was constantly saying all the time, priming his fucking audience to believe that the election was going to be inherently fucking rigged. That was the fucking plot, and it made it such that they were more than likely going to go along with something like a January 6th. Putting even more restrictions on Jair Bolsonaro's ability to defend himself in public is not a public service. Let Bolsonaro speak. I don't think that's going to go as well as they think. He has lawyers who are going to represent him. Why would you want to let this fucking moron speak? It's very stupid. Brazil's government hasn't commented on the case. Oh, so it's just something that's being pursued by the fucking courts, because he definitely fucking did that shit. Brazil's prosecutors accused Bolsonaro of heading a criminal organization that plotted to overturn the election, including plans to kill Lula and Justice de Moraes. Oh, it was Justice de Moraes that they were targeting. Oh, I was correct. After the far-right leader narrowly lost his re-election bid in 2022. Did he fucking narrowly lose? 2022 Brazil election results. Was it a narrow loss? I'm very curious. Yeah, that's definitely close. Very, very close. I mean, like, in terms of the popular vote, Lula won by about 2 million votes. Is that really that close? I mean, it was 2 million fucking votes. Like, eh? I don't think it's that fucking close. I don't know, like, exactly how the results or not, like, how the Brazilian sort of elections work per se. My assumption more than likely is, I don't know, is it like is it like, say, the Electoral College? Probably not, no, but he got about 2 million more votes in comparison to Jair Bolsonaro. That's not that close. That's a pretty fucking resounding, well, not resounding victory. Like, it's a pretty fucking solid victory. Yeah, Harris and Trump was definitely fucking closer. Monday's order followed from the top court last month that ordered Bolsonaro to wear an electric ankle monitor and imposed a curfew on his activities while the proceedings are underway. Following news of the arrest order, a staffer with Brazil's federal police told the Associated Press federal agents had seized cell phones at Bolsonaro's residence in the capital of Brasilia as ordered by De Moraes in his decision. The staffer spoke on condition of anonymity due to their lack of authorization to speak about the matter publicly. Seems pretty fucking standard, right? Because there could be potential evidence on those fucking cell phones. So they more than likely, the authorities will want those cell phones to see if Jair Bolsonaro might have been potentially coordinating with his sons, who are lawmakers, to try to do a fucking coup. De Moraes also warned that any new transgression would lead to him being detained. French news agency AFP reports. Bolsonaro is expected to remain in Brasilia for his house arrest, as he isn't allowed to travel. He also has a house in Rio de Janeiro, where he held his electoral base as a lawmaker for 3 decades. The former army captain is the 4th former president of Brazil to be arrested since the end of the country's military rule from 1964 to 1985, which Bolsonaro supported. Oh yeah, he fucking supported the fucking goddamn military dictatorship. It's like, of all the like people who are pieces of shit, yeah, fucking Bolsonaro is one of the pieces of shit of all time. The move from the Brazilian justice comes a day after tens of thousands of Bolsonaro supporters took to the streets in the cities of Sao Paulo and Rio, pleading for Brazil's Congress to pardon him and hundreds of others who are either under trial or jailed for their roles in the destruction of government buildings in Brasilia on January 8th, 2023. Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think so. Because why would the current party in rule want to give that grace to Jair Bolsonaro? Why should they? I don't think they should, because again, who knows what idiotic fucking bullshit this seditious conspiracist would want to pull. On Sunday, Bolsonaro addressed supporters in Rio through the phone of one of his sons, which De Moraes described as illegal. She's already doing flagrant violations. Hilarious. The flagrant disrespect of the precautionary measures was so obvious that the defendant's son, Senator Flavio Bolsonaro, decided to remove the posting in his Instagram profile with the objective of hiding the legal transgression, De Moraes vote. Flavio Bolsonaro claimed on Twitter that Brazil is officially in a dictatorship. Dog, you broke the law with your dad. You were complicit in helping your law-breaking dad break the law. Like, cope. Like, seethe, mauled. Like, pack watch, Rip Bozo, fucking loser. Like, I don't know what else to say. After his father's house arrest, the persecution of De Moraes against Bolsonaro has no limits, the senator wrote. Dude, this person's in fucking power. Like, he broke the fucking law. Like, cope about it, idiot. De Moraes added in his ruling that Jair Bolsonaro, who governed Brazil between 2019 and 2022, has spread messages with a clear content of encouragement and instigation to attacks against the Supreme Court and a blatant support for foreign intervention in the Brazilian judiciary. Yeah, didn't he call for, like, the CIA to basically help with the fucking coup? He wanted Trump to fucking help with the fucking coup, which is just, like, yeah, that's an advocation for fucking telling foreign entities to fucking intervene in an election that you fucking got trounced in. Whoops. Likely a veiled reference to Mr. Trump's support for Bolsonaro. De Moraes also said Bolsonaro addressed protesters gathered in Copacabana in Rio on Sunday so his supporters could try to coerce the Supreme Court. I don't think that's going to happen, buddy. Of course, the U.S. backs Bolsonaro because, again, Trump's a freak, and he likes freaks that like him. Last week, the U.S. Treasury Department announced sanctions on De Moraes, which is insane, over alleged suppression of freedom of expression regarding Bolsonaro's trial. No, I can't believe this guy who's trying to do a coup is having his expression be limited. No, yeah. So goofy. On Monday, the Bureau of Western Hemisphere Affairs called the Brazilian justice a U.S.-sanctioned human rights abuse. A human rights. This is so fucking funny coming from the fucking dudes who are enabling Benjamin Netanyahu's fucking genocide in Gaza. Dude, fucking these motherfuckers calling anyone like Bolsonaro, who quite literally persecuted fucking indigenous minorities, within the Amazon fucking rainforest by supporting the fucking ranchers who are expanding in their fucking territory. Whoa, that saying that Dan Moraes is a U.S. sanctioned human rights abuser is so fucking goofy to me, dude. And accused him of using institutions to silence oppositions and threaten democracy. Sure, man. I can't believe. No, he broke the law. Therefore, you're trying to threaten democracy. Nah. So dumb. De Moraes said in his decision that Brazil's judiciary will not allow a defendant to make a fool out of it. Justice is the same for all. A defendant who willingly ignores precautionary measures for the second time must suffer legal consequences. Like, literally, he was told not to fucking talk about it through any fucking particular device, and he just does it through his son's phone, which is an obvious, like, it's like, okay, you weren't supposed to fucking do that. This is illegal. Like, get owned. Like, okay, suffer the fucking consequences. Like, I don't know. Conservatives constantly deride DEI, but they love having fucking DEI. It's crazy. Crayomar de Souza, political analyst of Dharma Political Risk and Strategy, a political consultancy firm based in Brasilia, said Bolsonaro's house arrest opens a new moment for the country's opposition, which could gather steam in fighting against Lula's re-election bid next year. Really? What is Bolsonaro's popularity in Brazil? What is Jair Bolsonaro's approval rating? Well, what is it? According to independent polls taken at the time, 44% of Brazilians considered Bolsonaro's government bad. 33% thought it ordinary. 26% thought it excellent. Ordinary, excellent. So, like, Same poll, 64% of Brazilians disapproved of Bolsonaro's handling of the virus, and 44.8% favored his resignation. That's not that great, to be honest, right? What, almost half of them thought it was bad? 44%? And that's the fucking plurality thought it was bad? Who knows what the fuck ordinary fucking means? Like, that's not very good fucking approval ratings, if I do say so myself. It's kind of bad. I don't think he's very popular. I mean, he has like a core constituency of like sycophants and like cultists, I assume, because again, it's just like, you know, similar to Trump in that particular respect. Whatever. Now, D'Souza said, the 2026 election looks like turmoil, and the political debate in Brazil will likely be split between two key struggles. One is the effort of Bolsonaro supporters to keep strong on the right, no matter if it is pushing for amnesty in Congress or putting themselves physically out there. The analyst said, the second is how the Lula administration will try to show that the country has a government. This is just the start. The latest decision from the top court keeps Bolsonaro under ankle monitoring, allows only family members and lawyers to visit him, and seizes all mobile phones from his phone. Lula was imprisoned for 580 days between 2018 and 2019 in a corruption conviction that was later tossed out by the Supreme Court. Yep, like I said before, that was Operation Car Wash, which was carried out by Lava Jato. It was completely trumped up fucking corruption charges. Like, complete fucking nonsense. Citing the bias of the judge in the case. Michael Temer, who became president after Dilma Rousseff was impeached in 2016, was arrested for 10 days in 2019 in connection with a graft investigation, which later ended up without a conviction. Earlier this year, De Moraes ordered the detention of President Fernando Collor, who was in office from 1990 to 1992 until he was impeached. Man, there's a lot of Brazilian presidents in the past 30 years that seemingly get impeached or like put into fucking prison. I mean, a lot of it was because of bullshit, but yeah, whatever. The 75-year-old former president was convicted of money laundering and corruption in 2023 and is now serving his more than 8-year sentence. Hours after the order, white-ring lawmakers criticized De Moraes' decision and compared Bolsonaro's situation to that of his predecessors. Oh, it's all fucking right-wingers that have mostly been getting fucking put in the slammer because they're all typically fucking corrupt? Whoa, who would have thought? House arrest for Jair Bolsonaro by De Moraes. Reason, corruption? Well, yeah, because he is fucking corrupt. I mean, he tried to lead a fucking coup, so, I don't know, stupid. Asked lawmaker Nicholas Ferreira. No, his kids posted his content on social media. Pathetic. The far-right leader is already barred from next year's election due to an abuse of power conviction by the country's top electoral court. Leftist lawmaker Duda Salabert said Bolsonaro's house arrest boosts Brazil's democracy, and those who attacked it are about to pay, Salabert said. Okay, interesting. I guess we're basically getting a pretty good idea for as to why this dumbass is under house arrest. Like, dude, if you are violating the law twice in terms of these precautionary measures that the fucking Supreme Court ordered you to fucking follow because of the coup attempt that you had. We've seen the fucking video before, right? Of the Jair Bolsonaro supporters being all gathered around the fucking Supreme Court building with the intention being rather fucking obvious. And again, his sons posted like fucking propaganda in order to try to like throw doubt into the wind of the fucking election, which is the exact same thing that happened in January 6, 2020. And guess what? The Supreme Court of Brazil and also the government for Brazil were ready for that, and we're just like, okay, well, we see this happen in the United States during January 6th. We're not allowing this fucking bullshit to happen in our country, so you guys can go fuck yourselves. Yeah, broadly speaking, like, is he guilty? More than fucking likely he is. Just, like, serve your fucking house arrest and go to fucking jail in peace. Like, sucks to suck, fucking loser. Pack watch, rip bozo. I don't know, suffer the consequences of your fucking actions. Don't think there's really much else to say besides, well, just, whoa, reaping and fucking sowing, as always with fucking conservatives. Who would have thought?